Hello, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're doing a part 3 of the SST Crazy Crashes compilation, and this is the Australia version. So we're all the way up to the 2024 Vilo Adelaide 500, which is the latest SST race ran. So until another crash appears, another top 10 will appear along with other crashes. So like I said, this is the Australia version, and let's head off with the top 10.
Gardner cooling down the engine. Amazing horsepower. Oh, someone's going around in the background there. Or did they? He has. Oh. And it's Dantas this time.
Dantas, we hadn't seen much from Dantas since the opening lap. Now we see him upside down. That doesn't look too torn up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 tires and wheels on there. That's a great start. So we'll see. Now Dantas up on the lid. We'll have to curious to see what happened there.
Yeah, going on. So here's how it happened. We heard in the background as we changed the shots. He lost it on his own, did he? Maybe. There was trucks behind him. It was Robinson behind, and then just like that, tripped him over.
Yeah, just a little one. I think the worst thing was it looks like the roof had pulled a fair amount of sand into the cab there. So no day at the beach, but yet sand in his fire suit. As he's upside down, you see him going around waving to the crowd, letting everyone know, Club Clipsall. Let's let everyone see the sponsors. Shannon's right there. And
everybody's covered.
Takes the 45. Milwaukee is also involved. Everyone gets their due shake here. And he's like, thank you, good night.
See, now Craig will be thinking, who do I get to sponsor underneath?
But look at, there is Hines in the 57, right up the middle of that jump saying, listen, if you're going to pass me, you're going to do it somewhere else.
Oh, no!
Saw that coming in slow motion. Dantas wasn't sure. Should he go around the ramp? Should he hit the ramp? Couldn't make the decision. Goes right up the middle. It's a two-wheel peel off into the grass. Not too wild of a crash, but definitely you can see he was trying to decide what was going to happen as he goes end over end.
He jumps out, so race 3 has claimed him again for his second round in succession. The same thing happened in Adelaide this year. And now the Shannon's Insurance entry. Here's the replay. So as he comes through, he missed 2 wheels, and that was enough. I thought that was going to go end for end, but it stopped pretty quickly. We've remarked before about how well these trucks are built. They're very robust. This will help us. This replay, side by side with Paul Morris on the exit of the final turn. Got the first one okay, but no room for the second one. The last minute he turned back in, and that was enough.
I think he knew that he wasn't going to get all 4 on the jump, but at that time, I think a violent move of yanking the wheel would not be the hot setup for him. See right there? He got on the binders a little bit, slowed it down. That did help. And luckily, the truck went over, it landed on what would be considered, the passenger side. That's not where the driver is. So you see him, he's like, I am up the creek without a paddle. You see him roll over and onto the roof there. It looked like he got out without a problem. Great guy, Greg Dantas, and he's a good driver. He's just been having some awful luck. And then he says, you know what? Good night, Perth. I'm going to call it a day.
There'll be no encore.
He is overdone with. Wild ride. We've seen a lot of contact right here on the first lap so far. Nice and easy. I'm kind of impressed. I thought for sure they'd just be totaling each other out right off the bat, lap number 1. If you're on board, I think that might have been Dantas. Now, I'm not a cameraman, but I'm pretty sure that truck's upside down.
It's off the tripod. It is Dantas. You can see the Milwaukee Power Tool signage at the top. You are on board as that unfolded, and now the pint-sized South Aussie lays on his side and chills out as we go red here at Adelaide.
Dantas there, 3-wheeling a good feeling, 2-wheeling a bad feeling in Stadium Super Trucks as he has that feeling of, oh man, how I was on top of the box Friday. I won my first race in Stadium Super Trucks, struggled a little bit in Saturday's race, and here I am taking a soil sample right now in the middle of the track. So tough run for Dantas, but he's going to get uprighted. He'll go to the back of the pack here. Looks like they're going to have him get out of the truck.
Very responsive crowd here in Adelaide. Get behind the man that's done so much work in the lead up to this weekend's Clipsall 500. He jumped in behind the wheel at the Gold Coast. And the idea of doing a full-time assault this year was down the inside. And did he get the curve hard enough? I would say yes. It's tripped him up. And he got into Eric Davis as well, and then found the tyre wall left-hand side.
Yeah, Eric Davis didn't see that coming at all. Davis up over his Toyo tires there, back at it again. Here we are. on board again with Dantas. Dantas goes to the inside. There's Eric Davis to the outside. Up two-wheel advance. Feeling soil sample in the wall. There you go.
And the camera survived all of that.
It certainly did. Then you see a little fluid leaking out there. There he is. Up, hop, skip, and a jump over that outside curb into the wall. Davis grabs first gear up over his tires, says, I'm out of here. I was never part of that wreck.
The finish between he and Sheldon Creed. Nothing but clear air ahead, and now we've got a truck on its side in Flinders Street.
It looks like one of the Royal Purple trucks. It is Gavin Harlan, the 55 Royal Purple entry. He is on his side, but he's in there strapped in. Looks like he's all right.
And they've red flagged the race.
Red flagged the race. You don't see that very often with a truck. Maybe there's more to it than just that one particular truck. As you see.
Oh, it's Eric Davis side by side. Got his teammate on the way out as well.
Eric Davis got into him right there. Hit it pretty hard, but that is a tire wall. I still am surprised to see a red flag. You don't see that, especially on the last lap of an amazing race of Stadium Super Trucks when you have a driver just up on its side right now. So that's an absolute upset for all the fans.
What you notice, of course, it's almost like that.
Oh, Richardson. Hello. Richardson on his side. And you know what? He might just land or not. He could have just got going on that one. But on his side is the DASMAC Road Rage Industries entry of Sean Richardson, who was in the top three. We caught the end of that happening up Wakefield Street. Steering wheel has come out, driver code 4. He's pretty upset at what's just happened. And on his own.
Oh. Wow. So instead of loading up the right rear, it just loaded up the whole right side of the car, which you don't often see that.
No, I haven't seen one like that happen before. Here it is from Brabham, and there it is, just scratching away at the bitumen, the asphalt here. He was almost lucky for that to come back up the track and go on all four wheels and drive away. That would have been a huge highlights clip, but...
And it would have been a massive surprise to him because they just don't usually do that, right? You can see that big whack on the left-hand side, which is where the driver is.
We've seen some bizarre ones this weekend in the Boost Mobile Super Trucks, and now Sean Richardson about to climb out with our recovery crew on the job once again, along with the support from the Adelaide 500 volunteer officials that have been here since Thursday morning. And the 56-year-old, UK-born, Aussie-based, part-timer in the US climbs out, no doubt to the applause of fans in that section. And there it is. He'd be right at home at the beach of the Bahamas, wouldn't he?
Absolutely, until you hear him talk.
The last turn is going to decide the whole deal here. And I'm wondering, Bradley, he needs to cheat it way to the inside. Oh, he pushes Robbie, makes him go to the outside. Gordon gets around him, coming to the finish line.
Watch Milburn.
Oh,
Milburn.
Gordon goes wide. Milburn, he moves into P2. What a move.
What a start, but Brabs is going to do it. We're doing it a roller. We've broken a wheel off Harlan, but Brabham gets it done.
Oh, and Harlan on three wheels.
He's doing it across the line.
Trying to make it to the finish line on three wheels. What a wild finish again here in Adelaide.
And Gordon is just going to dribble across the line. Gavin Harlan steals the show like Sheldon Creed did in 2015. Breaks the right rear wheel off, while Matt Brabham takes the checkered flag in race number 3.
What a wild finish. What a wild finish. Look at the crowd. They are excited. Gavin Harlan in the row pod number 55.
Harlan got home for 6th position. There it was. I thought he was going to roll that truck.
I did too. He was lucky. He never got out of the gas, just standing on that loud pedal as he, I would say, pirouettes his way to the finish line. And here we are coming back down the front stretch now. Oh, Nolan, can you hang on to it? No, big rollover for Nolan.
And a wheel has come off and hit the bridge just at the bottom there. And Nolan, a series of rollovers now for the Hayman's Electrical Clipsal, number 21. And we'll go red here at Barbagallo.
Nolan getting sideways off that ramp there. As we saw the last 2 laps, now we're up to speed. We're not practicing. We're not qualifying. We're not doing a shootout. Right now, it is a mano-y-mano. These guys hard on the gas. Nolan gets a little unloaded sideways, can't quite collect. Goes off with about 3 wheels there. The ramp goes sideways. And just as we saw, similar to Dantas last year, you got to have all 4 on there. Didn't have enough time for him to collect himself.
He's in the background, so he's got 2 wheels. Almost got the entire. It's moved the ramp across the right-hand side, and 5, 6, maybe 7 rollovers as the left rear wheel parts ways with the 21 machine. And lots of damage. It's the Matt Nolan truck, and the race has come to a stop. Here's the replay, second ramp. So he's in that gaggle of trucks coming towards you right now. This is going to be a highlight we'll see so many times. The wheel parts ways, look where it goes. And just gives the bridge a shake. Now, just to reassure people, nobody can walk across those bridges when this race is on.
7.
Oh, no! What was that about?
Just
into the teammate, and it's gone upside down.
They're both gone over.
I believe into Sarah Price. Maybe he lost his brakes. Just absolutely running right into the back of his teammate Sarah Price. 2 of the super cheap auto Hungry Jacks vehicles upside down right now.
There's the dude, albeit upside down. Let's have a listen. And keep in mind, they've had Sarah over here for the past couple of weeks.
Sarah's out of the truck. First time she's been upside down in the trucks. I'm sure she's a little shaken up.
These trucks are very, very strong, Corey. Traxxas have built these trucks amazingly well.
He's out
and now, there's the dude climbing out. Been a tough weekend since yesterday, hasn't it?
It really has, and it's been unfortunate the way the weekend has unfolded for all the United Fiber and Data drivers. You keep in mind, you see Super Cheap Auto and Hungry Jacks and everyone involved this weekend, but Paul Morris, Sarah Price, and Bill Hines, they are all United Fiber and Data drivers. They're all teammates. So you see the 2 of them there.
And very good friends, these 2 as well.
Yeah.
Instant friends when they met early in the season. She's been travelling back and forth across Australia now. So here's the replay. So we watched this from on board. No contact from behind from Richardson. This was all Paul Morris and Sarah Price.
Piles it right into the wall.
Whoa, man.
Wild ride right there, and still I don't understand how that had happened. I guess just a misjudgment of speed, or maybe a misjudgment of Sarah's speed by Paul.
He's struggling to pull that truck up.
Yeah, he really was.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's like you out on the field.
Yeah,
right?
Hashtag, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I don't have a...
wow.
That's quite an impact, really.
Take the ramps away. This is a cracking racetrack for passing opportunities already with 14 turns. 6 of them.
That's not how to do it. That is a big one on the main straight. That was happening end for end coming off the ramp. Just as we were coming to the line, I was watching that, holding my breath. The red's going to come out. Here it is on the replay. So Gordon coming through the shot. I'm holding because we don't actually have the names matching up to the liveries. But watch the landing down here. Dug in and then just went into this series of rolls. He's been given the thumbs up. He's A-OK, and it's not what the team wanted to see either. They just finished wrapping this truck just a few moments ago before we made our way up to the commentary position.
3.5 rolls on the shoulder. This is a completely different view of how that all played out.
Thanks. Already giving a round of applause. Doing the right thing, just pulling the arms back. Not wanting to hold the wheel. You don't want to try and correct it while it's mid-air. The landing of these trucks just so brutal.
Watch the steering. Doesn't change. It doesn't change at all. It's not like it's trying to cover turns without a correct mid-air, which is obviously the last thing you want to do, but no, there was no change in that steering whatsoever. It's just that angle of landing that has been brutal already.
You heard the round of applause as out he climbed from the first biggie of the weekend here with Shay Davies. So Davies having the first big one of the weekend. He raced with us in 2020.
Does he have anything to challenge? Right now the leader, Sheldon Creed. Can he challenge the leader here? I don't know if he can. Robbie gets to the inside of him. Oh, Robbie makes a move and doesn't leave him any room to work. Not the gentleman he was yesterday, but that was a good clean pass. As your winner, Keegan Kincaid.
Oh, no! He's gone and rolls into the fence just over the finish line and keeps it going.
There you go, Sheldon Creed, the showstopper.
Can you believe that?
As the crowd goes wild there, Kincaid in first, Kincaid in first, Robbie Gordon in second. Creed comes over the finish line, upside down, get back on the wheels, and he's showing he's hanging loose.
I've
Waving
seen it
to
all
the
now.
crowd.
I have seen it all.
Robbie Gordon makes the pass, doesn't leave him any room. Sheldon says, it's not over yet. I'm diving to the inside of you. Laying sideways over the finish line. Here's a little something special for the crowd. Show the sponsors on the roof.
Perfect.
And we're back and going over to the podium.
You will never see that on the streets of Adelaide ever again, and he still holds on for third position.
I wouldn't necessarily say ever again. Hopefully we'll be back in the future.
Would it be that cool though? Like that?
It's hard to say. I don't want to take away from it. That was a pretty amazing finish. But I'd be lying to you if I said that's the first time I've seen Sheldon go over the finish line backwards.
That is amazing. Saving the best to last. As Creed rolls over, back on all four wheels, and the crowd go mad here in Adelaide. And more dramas here now for Matt Mingay. Another big shunt behind the back of the pit paddock area, and a small fire on the left-hand side. And straight away pulling up, so that little moment, in fact, Robbie's backing up to make sure, A, his competitor is fine and his good buddy, who looks to be fine in the situation, the fuel cell, I feel, has been ripped away from the Newlon Hot Wheels entry, and straight away is not seen a fuel cell being ripped out like this. It was that landing awkward. And then from this point, it was a passenger trying to grab it. He hit the concrete wall right on the corner, but this one into the debris fence. It did its job, and here's the fuel cell ripping away from the back just by the speed tool sign, and across the track it went. Extinguished very quickly, but look how close that one was behind. Again, I can't tell you who's behind the wheel of that, with the stickers not done on that one. Here it is at full speed. The good news is Mingay has climbed out of the number 2, but that is going to bring to an end the session here for the Boost Mobile Super Trucks. 2 significant crashes, both drivers walking away A-OK. The same can't be said for their vehicles, Benny.
So hope you enjoyed that top 10 crash compilation. If you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.